will save you, Mother.
I will save you, Mother.
I will kill you if you live.
What was it like being in that brutal Viking world all day, every day? You're covered in blood, mud, God knows what else. Tell me about it.
Is it really bad that that's my comfort zone? That's where I feel really happy and relaxed.
Yeah, definitely an immersive experience. And I knew that it would be going into it. I never worked with Robert Eggers before, and we spent a couple of years together in developing the movie. So I knew him very well, but I'd never been on a set with him. So I knew going into it that his style of filmmaking was quite unique. It's going to be very long takes, not a lot, no coverage really. So I knew, and again, that it's all about historical accuracy and authenticity. So I knew that there was no way in hell this would be shot on a soundstage. It would be like, we would definitely be up there. Yeah. So, it was that times 100. It was so incredibly immersive. But perfect. It's a Viking movie. It's a big, we're supposed to be in the mud.
What did you have to do in the audition to show Robert Eggers that you could actually survive the shoot?
I don't think either of us, I mean, it was your baby. Like, you brought this kind of to Rob, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not going to take credit for the story, but I had an idea of a dream of making a Viking movie. And when I met Rob 5 years ago, not related to this, it was something else. And it turned out that he was a big fan of Norse mythology, had just been to Iceland and had fallen in love with the country and the people and the culture. So we teamed up and started to develop. That was kind of the genesis of what ultimately became the Northmen. So it wasn't a traditional process of a director reaching out, here's my script, read it. I was part of the journey from the beginning.
Was there a bit of method acting in there, maybe?
I mean, in terms of everything you see on screen is real. There's no, there's not even like hard boards underneath the mud. It's just you wake up in the morning, they put you in a bus, and then they release you into the wild, and you just like do your best to survive.
Like an animal. Release them back into the wild.
At some point you get home and you just think, what happened today? And then you wake up at 4 a.m. the next day and you do it again. But I think, there's something quite beautiful about the group of people that are attracted to making something like this, because now, especially Rob having made 2 films, if you've signed up to this movie, you know what you're getting into, and it attracts some really fascinating and wonderful human beings. So we had a blast. It was really, really tough, but it was filled with the people that could take it and make it a good experience.
My favourite bit in the film, I think, from a purely stunt kind of point of view, is near the beginning where your character Alexander catches a spear midair, does a spin, and then throws it immediately back straight into this guy's face. How much of that was you? Was that CGI? Was it a stuntman?
We'll never know.
Never reveal how the pie is made.
And then you climb a fence like just with one axe.
Yeah.
Tell me about shooting that.
Yeah, that's what we did. It's that whole sequence is one long continuous shot. So it was weeks of meticulously planning it with Jared, the cinematographer, and Rob, obviously, and the stunt team who coordinated the whole thing, because it was a mix of actors and stuntmen and extras and actors and horses and chickens and chickens are very difficult to direct, so they don't take notes very well.
He keeps putting farm animals in his movies and then being confused when they don't do what they want him to do.
They're complete assholes on set.
Yeah, those chickens so vain. You can't get them to come out of their trailers.
No.
They just don't want to. They just don't want to do what they're told.
Don't get me started on the rooster.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard. So hard.
Yeah.
Anya, your character is a pleasingly modern update for this genre. Has her own agency away from Amleth. She fights, gets a few stabs in there at the start.
Thanks.
How involved were you in crafting the character?
I mean, I felt very, very lucky that, Rob and I love each other so much, and he wanted me to come along on this journey, and I was jumping at it, because when he first called me and was like, hey, I'm making The Lighthouse and there's no role for you, there's a mermaid. I was like, I can be the mermaid. He's like, really, you should not be this particular mermaid, Anya.
And you're like, well, then I can be Willem
I was like,
Dafoe's
I can
character.
be the seagull. I can just be in the background.
Look, here's a picture of me in a beard.
No, but I think it was very important that even though Rob deals with archetypes, any person that's surviving in this world is pretty fierce. And something that I really love about Olga and Amleth's relationship is I don't think there's ever a moment where Amleth looks at her and thinks that because of her size, she is not an equal and she does not have something that she can offer him. And we talked a lot about, in the beginning, the kind of give and take of how we were helping each other throughout the film. So you could believe that bond and you could, invest in it. So the end has a really big payoff. But I love that they both play to each other's strengths and that they respect it. They're both very curious about each other and then really respect that. And then Rob and I had a blast with the Calling the Wind. That we were both so psyched for that scene. It was like, let's go.
Because Olga has that connection to the spiritual world, and one of Olga's first lines to Hamlet is, "You have the strength to break men's bones. I can break their minds."
Yeah.
An awesome couple, I think.
Power couple.
Power couple.
And obviously, Enemy being music magazine, we can't not talk about Björk.
Yeah.
Alexander, you worked with her more on this film. Tell me about that. How did you feel when she first walked onto set in that incredible costume?
I felt very lucky. It was crazy. Yeah, there was. I don't think you see it on camera in that scene, but we shot it in that burnout barn after the big raid. And when Björk it was her shot, and behind her I could see it was just this gigantic full moon right behind her head, and it felt so perfect for that scene and her character and the way she looked, and it was absolutely mesmerizing. And she's so incredible.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you met on set?
It was the first time we met. Yeah.
What were her first words to you?
Get out of my way.
Watch it.
Get me a cappuccino. Hey, motherfucker. No, she was so sweet. And she's a very unique spirit. And we it was an incredible night. And I go to Iceland every year because my best friend is from Iceland. So I hung out with her there last summer, and she's just the coolest. She's the best.
Where did you hang out in Iceland? At her house?
Yeah, I had the fortune of being invited to her. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
You should be.
And Anya, I can't interview you and not ask you about the Peaky Blinders finale.
I've been in here this whole time, so you're not the first person to ask me. I have no idea what's going. I don't know what the reaction has been.
I know everything.
I don't know what's going on.
It's intense.
I need to check my phone, clearly.
Obviously, you found out, spoiler, won't say it now here, when you read the script. How did you react to that?
I was shocked.
Thank you. Can you answer for me? I just don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed.
I'll say that this isn't answering your question, but I will say that working on Peaky is so much fun. And especially, it's a show that's so stylized, and the sets are so beautifully created, and everybody is so pleased to be there that we just had such a great time. And yeah, it was really, really good to go and wrap it up in a particular way.
You killed them all? Is that what you mean?
I killed everyone.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Murdered everybody.
Spoiler alert. Hello.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.